everybody, it's Pam with Silver and Sparkles, and I am getting ready to play with this really fun pink Christmas journal kit. So let me first tell you really quick about it and then what we're going to start making today. This is probably going to be several videos because it's a big project and I'm excited. So this is the mint pink junk journal kit by Enchanted Journal Kits on Etsy, and I'm going to share the links to the kits that I'm using in the description. I'm using the journal kit, and then there is an add-on ephemera kit that has some fabulous pieces. I've printed some things at different sizes because I've got some ideas of some fun things we're going to make for the journal. But look at those cute journaling cards. Tabs, words, pockets, Santas. So lots to play with, and you can buy the kits separately, and I think they're on sale right now, but you'll have to double check that. Or you can buy it as a bundle and you save a few, just a little bit. So anyway, look at that. I'm going to just link the two kits, and then you can look in their Etsy shop and see if there's anything you're interested in. So today what we're going to do is we are going to make a junky junk journal, which I'm excited about. This is another one of the pages with some Amazon packaging. This was just one of the flat envelopes, but we're going to cover it. I'm using a piece of scrapbook paper that is from a kit I got at Hobby Lobby. It's called Vintage Christmas, and this is just a green plaid. And I thought this is going to be the cover. I thought it's going to do well with the green and the pinks. I needed a larger piece to cover it. So I can't get over some of these Santas. Aren't they fun? And then all the other images. That train is really cute. Look at that Santa. So lots of green, lots of pink, but it's more of that kind of, I don't know. It's not a deep, deep Christmas green, but anyway, it's going to be cute. Oh, and I printed my papers in a pink, and this is actually the pink that is in my kit. That's the, oh gosh, I can't remember the name of it. Which one? But it's in one of my Christmas kits, and it's just the pink, one of the pink background papers. And I can put that in the description for you too, since I can't right now remember the name of my own paper kit. So there you go. All right, so I'm going to set these aside, even though I'm super excited about them. And I cut my packaging. This is going to be the size of when the journal is finished, it's going to be 5.5 inches by maybe 8 1/4. Yeah, that's 8 1/4. So I cut the packaging down so that it is, this is about 11, just a smidge over 11, which then makes it that 5.5. Yeah, it's a solid 5.5. So call it 11. Yeah. I don't know why it was looking different. Okay, 11, and then by that 8 1/4. Okay, so I cut it down, and it's going to make, I think, a nice feeling cover for my journal. Now, because I went with that 11-inch length or width this way, my 12-inch scrapbook paper is just barely going to be enough to wrap it around. I'm going to be really careful. This is actually my last piece of the green plaid too if I mess it up. So hopefully we'll be okay. But what I'm going to do is just wrap it, and then we will put probably the pink paper to cover this side of the packaging. So we'll just do that together because I'm not sure if that was clear or not. But I've done lots of journal covers with you guys and made journals, from beginning to end. But I thought we would do it in case you're new to my channel or you haven't gone back and watched those videos yet. Just show you how I do it. I was looking to see, got a little bit of this wider two-sided tape left. And I'm going to just add some, this is going to be the outside cover, and I'm going to add some tape to it so we get a nice stick to that scrapbook paper for our cover. So if you want to see some of the supplies that I use in my paper crafting and journal making, I do have an Amazon storefront, and it's affiliate links. So if you go there, all that means is Amazon pays me a few pennies if you end up making a purchase. It's no cost to you, but it allows me to share with you guys the things I use and like to use, and you know, no need to make a purchase at all, but if it helps give you some ideas, great. I'm just supposed to disclose that. Okay, so like the tape that I use, even the scissors, the glue, all of that you'll find there. Fun papers, embellishments, different things. All right. Let's see. I'm going to go ahead and put a few strips just to make sure it doesn't kind of wobble on me. I don't think it will. And I'm going to run out of this roll. I think I have another roll. If not, I definitely have other widths here on my desk. But let's see how far I can make that go. Got another tiny little smidge we'll put right there. And let me throw that in the waste basket. Yes, I have some more right here. So I do buy them in the multi-packs because I use a lot of adhesive. I love adhesive. So, and I also buy this in different widths too. Okay. So if you're new to my channel, welcome. If you are one of my regular visitors, thank you. I appreciate you guys, all of you, so much for coming out and crafting, hopefully crafting with me. And if you like pink Christmas, you know, types of coloring at the holidays and not just maybe the traditional colors, let me know. If pink isn't your thing, I totally understand. But you can use any papers. So if pink's not your thing, but you have some other fun holiday papers that you want to use, or even make a non-Christmas journal, but just use this idea, go for it. The other thing that I'm going to do a little differently is I have not tried a particular way to put the signatures into the journal. It's a no-sew. I'm a little nervous. I haven't ever done it before. So I guess if it doesn't work, I'll start the video over. No, I don't know. We'll see. I know it's helpful sometimes to see mistakes too. And so we'll see. We'll see how I do. The binding method is just where you wrap ribbon, string, whatever you're going to use around, and then you slide the signatures in. So technically, I guess they're removable, and you could work in them that way. But again, I've watched a couple of videos where people have done it. Like I said, I haven't tried it, but I often get comments and questions about no-sew options, and we'll do that. So again, if you're new to my channel, I tend to use just the easy 3 pamphlet stitch most of the time when sewing in journals. Guys, I'm going to add just a little bit of wet white glue over top of the 2-sided tape and kind of in between to give me a little bit of option if I don't get it laid down exactly correct. It'll let me maybe be able to wiggle it just a touch. I'm using my favorite everyday glue. This is Line Co brand PVA glue, and I just put it in the little dispenser bottles. So anyway, we're going to try that new binding method, and we'll have to see how it goes. The 3-hole pamphlet stitch I think is really easy, even for people who say they don't like to sew. It's not like you have to have a sewing machine, but I know a lot of people don't like to sew. They like to glue or maybe just tie something on. So we're going to try it because I do want to it's going to have 2 signatures is my plan right now. And I picked out, I think I picked out 12 of the pages that I've already cut in half. I don't know why this is doing this, but it's acting a little funky, so I'm going to just take my needle, get it to come out a little bit better. I'm trying to work fairly quickly because I'm laying down very thin beads of glue, and so it dries quickly. All right, that might give me a little wiggle room. Okay, so I'm going to try to just center this on my paper the best that I can. All right, I'm going to turn it this way and just flatten it down. Now this scrapbook paper has some texture to it. It feels really nice. It almost feels almost like fabric, but not really. I don't know how to describe it. But again, it's at Hobby Lobby. It's part of their Paper Studio line, Vintage Christmas. It came in one of the packs. And I got it when it was like 40% off, which was a good deal. Because I love vintagey. Okay. I'm going to use this little tool to help me miter my corners. You don't have to have one of these, but again, I did get it on Amazon. If you don't, just carefully take your scissors or take another straight edge and an X-Acto knife and leave approximately that much so that you get really nice corners when we go to wrap this. I like this tool simply because, again, I do a lot of journal making. I miter a lot of corners on different projects, and so it just makes my life a little bit easier. But it's not a necessity, but it is something nice to have. Okay. Now, to wrap these and to help this cardstock, the scrapbook paper I'm wrapping it with, because it is kind of thick, I'm going to just use my bone folder and my ruler and just score these edges a little bit. Did I just do that one? That's the one I just did. So that they hopefully fold nicely. And I'm also hoping they don't crack because this is a white core paper. If it cracks, I will just use some of my distress ink and keep on trying. It'll be okay. All right, let's see. So far, so good. I'm going to fold each edge and just make sure everything's lining up. Like I said, it's a little, the paper's a little thick, so I just like to make sure everything looks good to go. Use my bone folder. All right, now again, normally, and I will, I'm going to use some of that two-sided tape, but I'm going to use a thinner one. And we're going to fold this down. Usually I leave wider margins when I'm wrapping, but I didn't have that to spare because of the size journal that we're making. Okay. So there we go. All right, so today what I believe we're going to be able to do is get this cover made. And I've already folded the papers for my signature. I'm going to have to decide which ones, what order I want to put them in. I haven't done that yet. We can look at the papers, though, together because that's kind of fun. And then I am going to show you that binding method. I got this turned the wrong way. And that's probably what we'll have time for today. And then we'll have more videos where I decorate and show you some different ideas of how I'm going to use this paper kit. And I do have some really fun projects and ideas planned using probably the papers printed in some different sizes to make some different types of pockets and fold outs. And then I'm also going to of course, make tags and journal cards and those types of things. And I want to make some dangles and use some threads. So I really want to make this one really pretty and festive. So that's what you have to look forward to. All right, we're going to fold this one down first. Nice. In November, I did that Advent journal, and if you haven't seen that series, go back. There's a few videos in that one using one of Joey Cardmaker's paper kits, and I really had fun with that one, so I'm hoping it's early enough in December. If you guys want to make one of these, you have time. Okay, this is one of my little things that I do. I saw it years ago and I just do it. I kind of nudge the paper over just a touch. I'm hoping you can see what I'm doing. I just use my bone folder, and it's just enough that when I fold this up, I know it's really hard to see because this paper, you get a really nice corner. My paper did crack just a smidge there, but I will use my distress ink and fix it, or at least make it brown. Now, a green and or a pink distress ink would be fun with these papers as well. So I'm probably on this cover, though, going to do brown for where it's cracked, and I may use a mix of distress inks on this project. We'll see. And then I always just kind of fold the corner over and make sure it's looking the way I want it to before I fold it up. Now, this is a padded envelope, and this side was the edge of the envelope that was mostly just paper. And then this actually has the padding in there, but I think it looks okay, having where I trimmed it off to make it fit the size that I wanted. Now this time I'm going to have to nudge both corners. See how I do. And I also love journals that have the corner protectors, and I have some of those. I haven't used any lately, but I think like Tim Holtz has some. I think Hobby Lobby had their brand. They have some. I'm sure other companies make them. And that's another thing. If you accidentally trim your corner too much, you could do a corner protector. All right. I think it looks good. This one really cracked right there. So I may have to put some lace or ribbon or something on the edge here because it's cracking, but that's okay. All right, let's see how it does when I fold it over. Here we go. Oh, it feels nice. And it kind of has that nice little crinkly sound to it as well. There we go. You kind of get it used to being together. Nice. All right, so the next step is we're going to cover the inside. Now, I printed the pink paper. What was the name of that kit? That's going to make me crazy that I can't even remember right this second. You guys are going to think I'm losing my mind. Okay, I just printed it on 8.5 by 11 paper, and then I just cut it in half, knowing it was going to be a little big for what I needed. But I want a little bit of green around. So let's just measure. I would like the paper to be probably a smidge under 8 inches tall. And then on this side, I want to come in fact, it would have been better probably if I had not cut it in half, because I don't want to see any of this when we put it down. I'm going to give this, I'm going to think about this while I add a little bit of glue right under here. It's not lifting up, it's just where I used that thin two-sided tape and didn't bring it all the way to the edge. And I just want to make sure later it's not giving me a little bit of a fit. All right, so now I need to think through what probably makes sense is going to be to put a strip of paper or fabric or something right down the middle here. And that wouldn't be a bad idea since I'm going to do that string binding. I have a sliver of the green scrapbook paper where I trimmed it down. So how about I cut a piece just to fit right in here. Now this is 12 inches and I said I wanted my pink paper to be just a smidge under 8, right? So I'm going to use my tiny trimmer and I'm going to chop off just a smidge more than 4. And let's see how I did. Yeah, that'll be good. All right, so I'm going to layer this in first and then we'll put our pink paper. So now let me think of what size I need my pink paper to be. Want it to be, well, I really want it to be the exact same height as this one. So why don't I just use it as a guide? And I'll just chop it off carefully. And I'll do the same thing with this one. And then we'll figure out how wide we need them. I think the width may be pretty close. All right. This is Pam for not running back over to the larger paper trimmer. All right, let's see what we're doing. Now I am going to go ahead, and fold this in half. I'm not going to do a super hard crease. Just going to fold it in half like that. So that when I get it in here, it will fold nicely, I hope. I hope. Okay, so let's cover this with our tape and some glue and put it in the center, and then we'll work on those pink pieces. And again, cover yours however you like. If you have a way you like to do yours, that's fine. And I also, even though, I really appreciate and rely on you guys watching my videos, so thank you. But check out other creators, and see their ideas too. I'm learning all the time and getting ideas from all different kinds of folks. And you may find that helpful, especially if, you want a different way of doing it than the way I tend to always do it. And I try to change it up some, but if something's working for me, I like to, why mess with a good thing too, right? All right. I'm going to use a combination again of the tape and the glue. I was sitting here, I have so many journals that are in process. I worked on the Rach and Bella Christmas craft off, the collaboration in November, and it was super fun. And I'm making a journal using the Nostalgic Noel collection, but I just haven't gotten back to it. And I know I said I would share at least a flip through of it with you guys. Oh, I didn't have the glue. Oh well, too late. Can't take it back now. I was going to add the glue as well, so I had that little bit of wiggle, but there we go. I think we're okay. Looks good to me. All right. So anyway, I know I said I would. If I can get to it, I definitely will. All right, I think I need to trim off about, I'm going to go 1/4 of an inch on both of these, and then I'll tell you the measurement. Okay, they ended up being 5 inches wide. All right, and then I'll probably add pockets or decorate these in some fashion, but I am going to stick them down just like this. Now I'm already seeing here, because I was going to add glue when I forgot to, that right along this edge, I need some glue. I actually love using and repurposing like packaging, junk mail, those kinds of things. And sometimes I get away from it and you use other things, but I like when I'm like, oh wait, let's repurpose. I made a really pretty cover, but I haven't done anything with it yet. Using some fabric covering packaging. So I'll make sure I come up with some kind of video or project using that cover soon, because it was really pretty. Same thing, just fabric instead of paper. All right. I am going to, I think I'm just going to do glue on these. I think we'll be okay. The paper to the paper. And get them stuck down nicely. Okay. So it is, what was I going to tell you guys? It's Monday, the Monday after Thanksgiving. So I have a few days to craft before my weekend in New York with my daughter, which I know I've been telling you guys about. You're probably like, you haven't done that yet? No, it's not till this weekend. But I want to, my goal is to get some videos recorded so you guys have content for this week and through the weekend while I'm gone. I don't know if I will make the goal of having something for each day. My business is doing really well. Oh, I was going to tell you guys, when I said business, I was talking about my storefront here. And I think I told you guys I was taking some of my items that didn't sell at my craft fair, that I made too many of, or some of the things just didn't sell. And so I've been having a lot of fun with that because I repackaged those hot cocoa favors. I got a lot of feedback from you guys that you thought it was gross that I had those straws and they weren't in the cello bags. So I had plenty of those straws. So I trimmed them down, and so they're still cute and they're sticking up, but then got it all into a cello bag. So I'm selling those and people are enjoying those. The tea favors are selling. My beaded bookmarks, my Christmas pencils, all kinds of things are selling really well at the Painted Tree. So that's been fun through Black Friday through today. So that was good news. That was fun news. So I thought I'd share that. I'm thinking... trying to decide what I'm going to do about that. I had a feeling it was going to not cooperate, but it's not making me happy. Okay, so what I did for the cover is I definitely wanted a Santa in pink for the cover with the green. And I did stitch on my sewing machine just around the edge of the paper, but that's all I did. I could have not printed on the other side, but I had already printed, so it's okay. When I picked him out, again, I'm thinking lace, ribbon, something. So since I haven't thought that through and how to cover up where that cracked, I'm not going to put him on the cover yet. We're going to wait. We'll do that next time, and I'm going to think through that video. This was the other half of that piece, and I think it'll make a few cute pockets for the journal. All right, so here's the pages that I selected for the signatures. I definitely want to, I'm going to have 2, and I want to think about, I like that one for one of the signature covers, I guess. I like all of these, so it's just going to be deciding. The train's kind of fun. Merry Christmas is fun. I love that little gnome house. We have little mice, snowmen, boots and hat. Just the cutest. Oh, that Santa's nice too. And I love the nutcracker here. How about, well, I'm going to have a Santa on the very front. So why don't I do Merry Christmas as the first signature cover. And I think I'm going to do the train is the next signature cover, because then my last page of my journal will be this Santa, and that'll be fun, right? Okay, so then I'm not going to overthink. I'm just going to 1, 2, 3, 4. We're just going to do it. We're just going to split them up. Uh-oh, did I not count even? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, that's because I didn't count correctly how many I had. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, and we'll do 7 and 7, and then we'll have 7 in each, which is 14 when you flip them like this, and then 28 front to back. Okay. In each signature. This is going to be fun. All right. I said I wanted Merry Christmas on the front. What happened to Merry Christmas? So a lot of times I already have all of these already put together and thought through before I get on camera, but this isn't taking too long. I am doing these all the same way. So when you get to the center of the signature, you will have a double spread of pink, but as we turn the pages, we'll have pink and a patterned paper. And I think that'll be fun. All right, so this is going to be one signature. And if you want to, it isn't going to bother me because of the type of binding I'm doing, but you could trim some of those off if that bothers you. And then for this one, I wanted the train. So we'll do train, Santa. Oh, aren't those flowers pretty? And we have Christmas trees. This is a pretty Christmas saying. Let's read it and see what it says. It says, "The earth has grown old with its burden of care, but at Christmas it is always young. The heart of the jewel burns lustrous and fair, and its soul full of music breaks the air when the song of angels is sung." There we go. Okay, the snowman and the little girl is really cute too. 2 little girls. All right. Both signatures are together. Now, because again, I'm not sewing, I don't need to worry about clipping them together or anything like that. Uh-oh. No, it'll be okay. I was going to say, once I get them in here, they're almost sticking out. Ah. And this one is now cracking too. I might suggest you not use this paper to cover yours if you haven't run out to Hobby Lobby and bought it already. It's just really cracking. But again, I'm going to work on that with probably some ribbon or lace or things. And it's very bubbly, but I think once the journal gets used to being a journal, it's going to be okay. All right. Trying to decide which side I want to be the front and which side I want to be the back. I think I'm going to put the piece like I had it that's cracking pretty bad on the front because I know it's going to get covered up, at least on the front. What I'm sitting here wondering is if I need to trim these at all. But the good news is I'm going to show you if hopefully my binding will work. And then I can always remove the signatures and trim them off later if I want to. Now, I didn't think through which ribbon I was going to use. Let's do it with the twine. I've gone back and forth on this, but I think I'm going to do it with the twine. And then I can always add other things later. So, my understanding is the way we do this is I'm going to leave a nice long section dangling off, and I'm going to hold it right here at the top, and we're going to come through. That's enough for 1 signature and 2 signatures. And then this is going to get tied out here, and then the signatures are going to slide through these strings. So if you had 3 signatures, and again, what I may have to do is have mine not as many pages, and I think that's part of the reason this got so bulky. So we may make the signature smaller, but that's what we're going to do. So let me show you guys that again. All right. And then I will tie it together. And this is my first time too. All right, a nice long tail, just so that I have plenty to tie with later, because I'm not sure what I want to do. So that's 1, and then come back around 2, and I want it pretty snug, because I don't want them flopping around on me too much. 2, and then we're going to tie it together. And again, I've seen people do this with other types of ribbon and string too. You know what I just saw that might be pretty? Would that be a better binding? Ooh, I kind of like that with my pink. Okay, you're going to get to see me do this 3 times. Here we go. In case you needed it again. All right, nice long tail. 1. I think I'm going to like this better. 2. And a pink ribbon would have been fun as well. All right. And I'm going to tie it here. And what I'm trying to decide is if I'm going to loop it under it all. Let's just get it tied and see how it does. Okay. So what I'm thinking is make sure it's actually tied to both of these strings. There we go. So I'll tie again. And by using the twine, if it's not tight enough, I'm not like wasting like some of my really fancy, beautiful ribbons that I have. So this makes me feel a little more comfortable. So what I was saying is I think these may have a few too many pages, but we're gonna try it. So then you just slide it in like this. And I've seen multiple creators do this, but most recently Bobby at Precious Memory Boxes made a journal using this type of binding method. And I was like, gosh, I've been wanting to do that. So thank you, Bobby. Oh, that I think that did okay. All right, it's feeling pretty good. All right, so yeah, the pages are just a little too wide. I'm going to have to trim them off. And the other thing that's happening is one of the signatures is sliding forward. Okay, so I have another idea of something we can try. What if we just made one great big and giant signature and we go through both of these, since I did 2. Maybe a 1 signature for the type of binding. Now, if I had, you know, an inch or 2-inch spine, more of like a hardback journal, then I think we could do, and because that's what Bobby did. She had multiple signatures. That's much better, isn't it? Ah, there we go. Yeah, and it's fitting in there better too. Okay, so I like that. And let's see what happens when we get inside. So you have your pages. And it's that simple. Now, again, I think I'm going to do maybe half as many. Let's take out, what did we have? We had 14. Let's go down to 10 pages. 1, 2, 3, 4. And slide those out. Let's see if that fits in here better. I think so. It'll still be, it's going to be a chunky journal, because I am definitely going to be adding lots of things to it, but I think this is going to work. The other thing is, if the binding gets too loose, I can always tighten it up. I haven't done anything permanent here. I could untie it or just use new twine if I need to until I get it right. So I think it's okay though. I think it looks good, and I think it fits together nicely. So these pages, that quote, these things I will most likely either use in another journal, or we will be chopping them up and making tags and journaling cards, pockets, and different pieces of ephemera for our journal. So it won't be wasted. All right, and then I'm going to figure out, it's going to be cute, what else we're going to do to the cover. And I'm going to leave these nice and long because we may add some beads or some sparklies or a dangle or something. And you can bring, I can work this so the knot's up here, or I can do it right to the center. So that's something we can customize as well. All right, let me know what you think. Let me know if you're ready to see more. I'm going to be planning the next one and probably even filming it later today. So, but leave me your feedback. Let me know what you think. I appreciate you guys. And until next time, I hope you have a great, great day. Thank you.